Hello everyone, and we're back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. So with the Forge just landing not too long ago, a lot of people are going in, they're trying to get the Swift Parry sets, Deflection, Resilience, Perception. They may be forging kind of for the sake of it, like what's, what's the word again, what's the, dopamine, that's it, dopamine. They may be fusing because they have materials and they just think, right, let's get a good set, but realistically, hoarding some materials may work out a lot better for you. Just in the sense that if you know Swift Parry's Arena, I could see it being used elsewhere, but I can really just see Swift Parry in Arena. I can see this being dungeons everywhere really, Arena, but mainly dungeons. HP in defense in there is great. Resilience is just a smaller version of deflection, minus the chance to put a debuff on an attacker. Perception, even though it's a two-piece, this is one that I would see in Arena as well. You've got high, you've got Madame Ceres, you've got all these high accuracy people. Duchess Lulutu. You're going to need something like that to help boost you up. So, as far as are they all useful? Yes. I mean, if we start with, we'll just quickly go over them again, but not too long. Swift Parry used to be, if you were like one of the best in the world platinum finishing, you could get these rewards. And for a while, that's all it really was. It was if you were good enough, you got it, which made it a paywall, which meant that people like me, they just pull shitter champions, is the only way you can really say it. Even with times 2, 70 ancients, I got 68 rares, not a word of a lie. And I got some crappy epic, another epic. Really, times 2, I saved up for ages and being free to play, that kind of sucks. But, lost a train of thought when I went Swift Parry. Yeah, Arena, I can see this being used here. That thought will come back to my head at some point. Yeah, because if you're like me and you can't get to the end game, or you're kind of not really struggling, but there's just people, the speed's the matter, and people are doing more damage than you. If they're doing more damage than you, they got a better great haul than you, then this 30% crit damage to them is going to work out well. So you're going to need it. Absolutely going to need it. Now, Deflection was another set which was purely from Platinum. It's a Platinum rewards that they thought would be good, but it's not, because it just means, you know, the people that are the best in the game, they have to spend money to stay there. They need the gear, they need to maybe pull for a champion to change the squad, whether it's a blender, whether it's a cleave, whether it's resistance, whether they're a tanky team. It takes the hit and then they just floor you, so tax the hit back. The deflection set is one I really like. I probably will be fusing some at some point. Maybe not at the moment. The 4-piece set is kind of, just like Swift Parry, it's kind of, because you don't know exactly what I get from the Forge. You can say I want a pair of boots and it'll give you a set of gloves. You want to say I want a chest, I give you a weapon, so you don't really know. But bringing this to people that are not at the end yet, it gives them at least something to play for, because the game did get stale, it got boring. Looking at a stupid campfire for almost 2 years, like, apart from a tree, and very little else, you know. We've got a purpose, and people are going to come in, and they're going to want this, but with deflection, I think resilience is basically just a copy of deflection minus this 25% chance. 10%, and it's just half of the stats. It's basically all it is. So if you put on 2 resilience sets, you're getting the same, but you're just not getting the deflect debuff. But still really useful. This could be dungeons. It's pretty much where I would probably use it. You need HP for waves, you need defense if you're going with a tank. And hey, you can put this on a Royal Guard. You can have one set and you're going to boost his HP. It may get him over the 30,000-40,000. You're going to get attacked. You're going to live longer. Cold Heart's the same. She's really difficult to keep alive. But overall, for a 2-piece set, this is one that I have a few pieces forced already for. And Perception also as a 2-piece. Now this I'm going to probably be seeing in mid-end game. People will be forging it, don't get me wrong, but it won't have as much use to, for instance, let's throw a big name. Let's just say I love Murderings and stuff, right? And if he needed Perception, he would think, who do I need this champion on? What equipment do I need? What settings do I need? He'd plan it all out, and he would have a purpose of that because he kind of knows what he's doing. He knows the synergy of characters. He knows if you'll need the extra accuracy to beat a Duchess, to beat a Sifi, to make sure that the accuracy outweighs the resistance. Now, because we've rambled on about the sets, Swift Parry, would it be end game, mid game, or beginner? I mean, you could use it to start with. I really wouldn't. Just I'll say MFO, my F an opinion, but I wouldn't really. I would wait a little. And in saying that, maybe I would. I'd maybe forge 4 pieces. I'd hopefully get different pieces. But the substats you cannot control. I mean, the speed and the crit damage could be good in a campaign farmer. If you've got some items to burn, get a campaign farmer Swift Parry. I mean, and then kill people faster. Try to beat your campaign time, you know. It's like, you do speed runs in the dungeon, so you may as well do them in campaign as well. But I would see this, and I do see this a lot in Arena. You'll have Swift Parry on, and that's where you're getting cut in, and that's where you're doing the extra damage. You see that unkillable pop off when you think you're going to kill him. Worst thing ever. So Swift Parry, I would say, is if you were end game, go for it. Otherwise, save resources, man. Just save them for just now, because we can't farm these items that we need for this gear, but you don't just make stuff for the point of it. Check your champions to see what you would need to do. Deflection, HP 20%, defense 2%, chance to deflect 1 debuff onto attacker. Yeah, I would definitely see this in dungeons, because this is when I get out of deflection. I'm doing resilience. I'm going to do a few pieces. This is 2-piece, and I like the fact that it's 2-piece, so you can throw it on someone else. If it's a 4-piece, you're kind of lumped with a 4-piece. So deflection I can see in dungeons, and when I forge it, I mean, I'll put this on the dragon. I could put this on Ice Golem to up HP and defense for the slams at the end when you get past the waves. And then if you're earlier game and you're doing the keeps halfway through, you're doing like 14 dragon, whatever. This could help, but deflection, the mid to end, that's where I would kind of put it. Same as with perennial resilience. From the get-go, you should probably try and forge yourself a few items of this, because it'll pop your HP, your defense. Now if you're struggling, the HP and defense will go a long way. It'll do a lot of work for you. It'll make sure your characters are tanky enough, or they have the HP. Now like I say, it might be HP so they don't get attacked by waves. You may need Cold Heart to stay alive. It's a 2-piece. You can easily get it on Melee Steel, you get them with crit damage stuff. You can get it on Savage and all this. Royal Guard's the same. Anybody that's attack based. Or even if it's like a common uncommon. Zephyr Sniper, you're taking an Armor Guard, Shield Guard, you're getting Bully, you're getting Deathhound. The Resilient set can pretty much go, if you've just come into the game, you can force some of this and you could probably be mid game, close to end game, and you'd probably got a deflection by that point, but up till mid game I would say resilience is really good. I do plan on trying some items in dungeons, just to see how the waves kinda, you change the HP, you know they're gonna attack somebody else, but I think it's gonna be a really useful set. I think a lot of people working up, regardless of the dungeon, resilience could be really good for them. It could give them just, because all you have to do is get past get to stage like 13, 14 for the 4 to 6 star gear. So as soon as you've got to that 4 to 6, you don't have to go anywhere. Farm it. Stay there. Farm it. And when you get to 16 or 17 for the void, stay there. Farm it. You ain't going to go any further if you can't manage it. And this might be the gear that helps you get to that levels. Perception is probably one of the best. Out of all these, it's probably the best. Next is Swift Peric, speeds the meta and accuracy. I mean, when you go to another big name, Manable, watch his content, Manable Gaming, and go to his Discord, etc. Dude, when he plays Arena, he plays Arena. Like it hurts my brain watching him, because he just knows what the hell he's doing. And I can see somebody, for instance, like him, endgame. Okay, I need to get this done. Let's see if I can get. You can put an accuracy set. It's the same thing, but you're getting 5% speed with this. So I'd go with the 5% speed, personally. Now, if you need to beat a Duchess, you need to beat a Sifi, Torment, or whatever. If you're going to try get a debuff first, a minute to land, you'll need accuracy. So I have 2 perception items now, and I'm maybe like, I've got Dragon 20, Escalon 20, Spider 18 or 19. Fire Knight's my weakest one's like 17. Although everything else is done. I've completed all the campaign. I've just got to 6 star, I think like 7 to 12 of Nightmare. But it's all been completed. 1 or 2 stars all the way through. And I would use this perception set. This is actually the one that really, really interests me. It's accuracy and speed, which, hell yeah, bro. Just love it. This set, for me, I mean, they're all good, but this is really one that stands out for me. I'm sticking with the twos just now. Because you need to really save the resources to validate spending it on trying to get 4 Swift Peri items or 4 deflection items. So let's just look into the items that we need. Now, all the items, there's one thing that we see in common in every item, and they're really easy to get. And this is your Magisteel. Call it silver bars, Magisteel, whatever you want. You get this from your classic arena. Now you get your classic arena tokens every day. All you have to do is buy something from the market. You get 5 battles. You then do 5 for energy, all that kind of stuff. So at the arena, you can definitely build up. I've had a couple of hundred, but I did a few. I think one was also an advanced quest, so I did that as well. But there's no reason we can't farm this whatsoever. From arena, and you need that for every single one. Now when we go to perception and we go resilience, they differ. So we'll start with perception, because only difference here is that's an epic bloodstone and that's a legendary bloodstone, and they're faction wars. And it's the same with some other things here. It's faction wars. Now the legendary ones you get from higher levels and faction wars, epic ones you get from lower stages. The faction wars, we do it every day. We're now getting even more keys from these challenges, so it's glyphs, which you'll also need for this. So we can farm faction wars. That's easy enough. We do it anyway, so it's not really a big problem to us. We have epic soulstone and legendary soulstone. Same again. Faction wars, depending on how far up, is depending the materials you'll get. A lot of my factions, like I've got, for instance, I've got like no dwarfs. So my dwarf faction I've got like, and this is really terrible, I've probably just stuck it at like 4. And I do stage 1 if I have to, and it's probably like Rock Breaker or something. Just a little tank that one hits everybody, but he's a bit slower. Well, that's one of my really worst factions. But I do farm it, and I will be collecting legendary and epic soulstones also when you progress on to better. Oh, I've got other ones that are much higher. But it does vary. So we can gather the materials for this. So again, with deflection, we have events going on right now. And because they've gave us the forge, they've now, Palladium in a sense they've kind of effed themselves, because they have to make sure there's always core hammers in events. This is not something that they can do. Oh, we'll give you the forge for X amount of time, limited time, and people come in, do what they need to do, get resources quick, spend it. None of that paywall crap. Core hammers are here to stay. So as long as you're doing other events, you don't have to get max, obviously. If you can get to, for instance, Champion Chase 1,000 points and not the 4,000, just get to 1,000, only go as far as your means can get you. In Legendary Bloodstone's Factional Wars, when you progress on to later stages, because the Legendary one, Swift Parry's the same. If you're doing your events, and we are doing Factional Wars, we will be able to pretty much guarantee that we're getting enough resources to use these. It will cost you a lot more for 4 to 5 star gear. Now if you're within the first 180 days and you're literally just farming this stuff, I would say resilience, perception is where you need to be. Maybe not even perception, just resilience. So if you're starting off, you're going to need HP, you're going to need sustainability. Once you can sustain yourself, you can then do damage afterwards. ASDD. It's a way of doing it. There is other ways, but ASDD. If you want 5 6 star, it costs you more. If we go, for instance, resilience, now you can maybe get a 5 star item, but you kind of want to go 5 and 6. And all it is just a little fluctuation in how much resources you're going to use. Now, if it's a 3 to 4 star, it's going to cost you nothing. So if I was in 30 days to this game, I could get a resilience set. Like, holy crap, and 3 to 4 would be a lot better than a lot of the gear that I'd maybe be getting at the time. So yeah, we can farm all these materials. This is a little fluctuation of where we need to be. Factional Wars, which we do on a daily basis. We do Arena. The events that are on are good. So starting off, resilience is one of my kind of favourites, just because it's a 2-piece. I like 2-piece sets. It's just because you can fit them in. Doesn't matter what the 2 components are, you can always fit in a 2-piece. And if I was starting off 30, 60 days, 90 days, I'd go with that. I'd probably keep with it a bit further. Perception is just end game arena to the max. Deflection is basically double resilience. It's just a 25% chance to deflect 1 debuff onto attacker. So yeah, you could be in dungeons. It could be good for poisons. Certain boss battles, you could be putting a debuff onto people. I mean, the deflection, I'm not sure I'm going to use it just yet. Just to even 4 or 5 star gear, 5 6 star gear. I don't see myself personally doing deflection. Swift parry. I think eventually I'll go and do some of that, but for just now I do believe it's resilience and perception, because that's where I see my personal it's more, I think I'll get a bigger return from it than going for a swift parry. And the set is good, but I think I'd get more out of, like, perception is really good regardless of what stage you're in the game. Perception, mid game, early game, end game makes no difference. Resilience could be like your early to mid just for sustainability. Deflection could be later on when you can't sustain yourself. It's basically double. And swift parries, I would say it's just arena. It's just for that speed in arena, because the arena meta, the speed, it changes from time to time, but it will always go back to speed. Now, other items that you're going to need are charms. And I don't want to blab on too much because I've learned that I can blab on. With the rank charms and rarity charms, 2 times chance of getting a higher rank and 2 times chance of higher rarities, keep them. Do not use them straight away, because chances are you will not get that increase. Now, the weapon charms, 2 chance of getting a weapon, a helmet, and so on. You can put them in, but you're not guaranteed to get what you want if you want a weapon, you're not guaranteed to get one, sadly. Did a little bit of testing when it came out. I tried to go for, I think it was gauntlets and chests. I think I did a few boots as well. Just to if I could get that item. Didn't care what the skill stats were, just wanted to see if I can get that item. No, because I got a weapon, I got boots, weapons, and chests. But randomly, in the other order that I summoned them in. But we can get these from, there's our arena takedowns, which they will have to continually give us now, unless this is put into something else. As far as claiming these, substat charms, before you use these, if you use these, make sure if you've got a defense based champion, you're probably not going to be putting on attack and HP. So there is a way to use the gems or charms. I just say gems, but charms. If you're using like a defense champion like Ultan, he's high defense. He can maybe go up with attack, but if it's a pure defense champion, pure defense based champion, attack is worthless. Speed is always going to be used in any aspect of the game, but be careful using these. Same with crit rate, crit damage, resilience and accuracy. Make sure if you're using this that there's a point to ask for that substat, because otherwise it's just a waste of your materials. And I think that is just a bit of a shame. People might just think, oh, I'll put in times 2 just like a higher rarity. I'll put in a helm and I'll put in, what the hell, I'll put in helm and I won't crit rate on it. And then you get like boots with like flat stat defense and a HP substat. Totally different. So just be prepared that charms, keep them and use them when you know you need an item. I know you're going to be fusing, because I'll be doing the same, pardon me, to get some sets, but make sure if you're using the substat charms, like if you've got a tournament that's 5k defense, you don't need the defense one. You won't be cared about the speed that much. You might just put on like a crit, try to get crit damage to increase or resistance, just to piss people off. Yeah. If you're putting in like a HP based champion, we'll just say Frank, miscreated monster. HP percentage charm, yeah, that's going in. Accuracy could go in as well, just for the stuns. But make sure if you're out, because they can be quite rare. You can build them up, but they can disappear a lot faster that you can actually gather them. But just make sure you know what you're doing and how to use them for the champions that you want to use them for. See, and basically this just selects all these areas here. That's all it is. So make sure you know what you're doing with your charms and the forge in general. And obviously if you are later in the game, just be aware of, like, if you're looking for a Swift Party item, be prepared 4 out of 5 times to maybe not get the one you're looking for, or the substat, because you have to try to get the rarity as well. Alright, what else? That's my little book here. Yeah, but that's the blab bomb, maybe we just cut it. With the forge, just make sure if you're doing anything other than resilience perception, which is the bottom 2 here, the bottom 2 you can work around because it's 2 pieces. Really good, I do like that. The 4 pieces are later on in the game, but ultimately know if you want a Swift Parry set, who would you use it on? If it's a deflection set, who would you use it on? Resilience set, who would you put it on? And a perception set, who would you put it on? Now, and look at your resources that you gather up, and there's no shame in not forging a damn thing for a long time. If you need the extra HP, then resilience. But when it comes to charms and other things like that, just be very careful that you know that if you've got a HP based champion, don't waste your time with attack. You'll want to get a HP substat. If it's a defense champion, you want to get a defense substat. And I think because I've blabbed on for long enough, definitely long enough, we're going to cut it here. But ultimately, guys, this has been a discussion about the forge. All the sets are useful. If you're forging them, be aware of your materials. I've told you where you can farm them. I'll give you some clues on where these sets could be used. But most importantly, if you are going for a set of pieces, just get them to suit that champion. You can easily farm these resources, but there's nothing wrong with holding on to your stuff. Make sure you know what you want to get out of what you're getting out of it. Guys, I've blabbed on for so long now, and this has been so much fun, and I could talk for longer, but I won't. So check the forge out, Raid Shadow Legends, and I'll catch you next time.